Hello, I am Kia, everyone, and I am now in Yongzhou, Hunan. Last year and this year, I have both come and found that there are many ancient villages here. Last year, we went to Hunan to see Yongzhou Village, which has nearly 1,000 interconnected rooms. Today, we have come to this place, known as one of the most beautiful ancient villages in Hunan, and also called one of the most beautiful small towns in China. 1,000-year-old ancient village. Right behind me here. Here is a river and an ancient bridge. Its architecture has been well preserved, mostly dating back to the Qing dynasty. Now, let's go take a look. This ancient village is also located deep in the mountains. Generally, places that can last for 1,000 years are not in bustling areas. Otherwise, they would be easily damaged. This place can also be considered deep in the mountains. When building ancient villages in the past, people paid attention to feng shui. Now, we see a river here, which serves as a protective river for the village, like a moat. This village is surrounded by mountains on 3 sides and water. Isn't that a great location? This is the wisdom of the ancients, choosing places backed by mountains and facing water. Most houses, cities, and tombs followed this principle. This ancient village is called a 1,000-year-old village, which means that people have lived here since the Tang dynasty. Specifically, the mid to late Tang period, a man surnamed Zhou. To avoid war, as we know, after the Lushan rebellion, the Tang dynasty was divided by with frequent wars, so he led his family here to settle, to escape turmoil. Over time, it gradually developed into such a large village. One key feature is, after more than 1,000 years of inheritance, there are now over 400 households, with about 1,800 people, and 99.9% have the surname Zhou. Only in recent decades have 7 families with other surnames moved here. So think about it, this is extremely rare in Hunan and even nationwide. This river is called Zimu River. Why is it called that? According to records, during the reign of Emperor Wu of Han, this place was once a county seat, a government office, called Zimu County. So this river is named Zimu River, and is considered the mother river of the village, since the village was built along the river. This bridge nearby is the main passage for entry and exit. There are others, of course. This bridge was built in the Song dynasty and is over 900 years old, called Buying Bridge. It is one of the 3 oldest bridges in Hunan. And you can see this stone bridge is quite interesting. Half of it has collapsed, while the other half is still usable. 7900 03 23 33300. This bridge is made of stone blocks. 26 733, and the damaged interesting part happens to have exactly 101 stones fallen. Why 101 stones? It is said that in the past, this village produced 101 officials of rank 7, including 18 Jinchi scholars, and 11 top scholars, as well as many civil and military officials. So in this place, many high-ranking officials, such as governors and senior court officials. You can see, there may be more stones above that could still fall. So there is a saying that villagers hope another stone will fall, meaning another official might be born. It represents the village's deep culture and long history, as well as the villagers' good wishes. It is also the only remaining 3-arch stone bridge from the Song dynasty. The bridge is 30 meters long and 4.5 meters wide, originally 8 meters high, but due to the raised riverbed, it is now about 5 meters high. Now imitate how young people used to leave here to seek their future. They would cross this stone arch bridge to leave their homes. There were 2 types. One went out to build careers, to start their own businesses. The other studied here. and went out to take imperial exams. When they returned, it meant returning in glory. So this bridge symbolizes a good meaning. Those who leave will stay safe, achieve success, and rise step by step. That's the idea. We say this village in ancient times had excellent feng shui. Surrounded by mountains on 3 sides and water, the village has an open view, and its layout resembles the 9 palaces and 8 trigrams, making it an excellent feng shui location. That mountain in the distance is called Ang Mountain. It resembles a hat, which in ancient times symbolized official status. The village lies at its foot. Looking over there, we are standing on Buying Bridge. Across the bridge is General Mountain. Isn't that interesting? 2 mountains with a village between, and behind it, like a screen, forming a perfect natural barrier, with General Mountain as a screen, and the Hat Mountain, blocking everything, making it perfectly arranged. 1510006 29 23300 06 32. This structure 866 has a history of several hundred years. Where there is a Wenchang pavilion, it represents a place with strong cultural heritage because it enshrines Wenchang Dijin, which is equivalent to the god of literature in ancient times. Another point is, this village layout also contains the 9 palaces and 8 trigrams, similar to a Taiji diagram. And this place is like the dividing line of the Taiji. Now, we are going inside. This place is a bit different from other villages, which are well connected. But here, it is very unique. You enter through a small gate, and inside is a different world. There are still many openings like this. Many people likely wash clothes by the riverside here. In films and ancient villages, this tradition remains, washing clothes by the river and washing vegetables, because this is running water. Some people wash vegetables here, and also clothes, beating them clean. This is a preserved tradition. From the entrance gate, there is a main road like this, with houses on both sides. This used to be the commercial street of the village. Though called a village, it can actually be considered a small town. There are still about 1,800 residents today. In the past, there were even more, since some people have moved away. Back then, this was probably the most prosperous area of the town, with shops everywhere, selling food, drinks, and some still remain today. And most buildings date to the Ming and Qing dynasties. Let's walk and see. These doors are wooden, full of history. Some exhibits are here as well. This place now is like a farmhouse in the foundations below. These stones are very ancient. You can clearly see the wear and polish. Look. In the past, there were clothing shops here. As seen in TV shows, tailoring was all handmade, especially during the Qing dynasty, with garments like Qiangsam. And in the Ming dynasty, phoenix crowns and ceremonial robes, worn by brides. Very interesting. Now looks quiet, with few people, but it was different before. Nowadays, things can be bought online or elsewhere, but back then, travel was inconvenient, and the village was remote, so daily necessities were all bought here. These buildings are in Hui and Gan architectural styles. Most are 2-story, since the Tang dynasty. The Zhou family lived here for over 1,000 years. With many branches, the houses extend along the main road and stretch inward. In simple terms, the eldest son lives near the front. Then the next sons extend further. So the whole village is divided into sections like family branches. This gate leads to one branch, another gate to another. All are arranged this way. Stone carvings at entrances reflect the owner's status, with designs like deer, full of history. The atmosphere here is full of daily life, with roosters crowing constantly. There are also residences of generals, an old government room, and representative alleys. This village has narrow, winding roads, easy to get lost in. This alley is called narrow because alley. It is crowded. In the past, young people would meet here to find love. Walking side by side, they would be very close, sparking romance. So it symbolizes love and blessings. The roads here are narrow, unlike modern roads, which are wide. Houses are close together, so people unfamiliar may easily get lost. At night in the past, without lights, it could even feel scary. Over 2,000 years ago, this area was already part of the central government territory. After Emperor Wu of Han conquered Nanyu, there was also a county office here called Zimu, meaning officials lived and worked here. It's amazing to imagine such a place deep in the mountains. Once served as a government center. Most buildings here date to the Qing dynasty. The bricks and windows are clearly different from modern ones. People still live here, mostly with the surname Zhou. An interesting thing is the phrase Taishan Shigandan, seen everywhere, carved on entrances. If anyone knows its meaning, please comment. There are several main roads, 7 or 8 in total, all leading to the main street. Just like all roads lead to Rome, the layout connects everything, making it easy to loop around and get lost. Before tap water, people relied on wells or manual pumps. The water is drinkable, being groundwater. I had this experience growing up. What does it taste like? Sweet, right? Like old well water. This used to be a major route connecting Hunan and Guangxi, also a trade route. Along the road, there are many cliff carvings left by travelers, merchants and scholars alike, who passed through here. There are 27 such carvings. The largest reads, "Loyalty and filial piety," written in the 28th year of Qinlong, showing how prosperous it once was, with many travelers daily. After walking so long, we can say this village not only values feng shui, but is also mysterious. It is famous nationwide for having many twins. The rate here is 10 times higher than normal, which is astonishing. Even locals and doctors cannot explain why. Perhaps it relates to genetics, or diet and water here. That might be the reason. In any case, this village remains a fascinating 1,000-year-old settlement with deep cultural heritage. 35700 14 50 20000 14 51 433. There is also one ahead. And this house in between basically represents a single family lineage built continuously from here, all the way to the main road outside. In other words, the eldest son lives at the very front, and then it gradually extends. The eldest son has many children, but they remain one lineage. Like a continuous row of houses, all the roads here are interconnected. If you walk around, you might end up going in circles. In the past, before tap water, people relied on two methods. One was drawing water from wells, and the other was pumping it up like this. These two methods. The water is drinkable. It's basically groundwater. People from rural areas may relate. We had this when I was young. What does it taste like? Sweet, right? Just like the old wells back in our hometown. A bit of that mineral taste. In the past, this used to be a major transportation route connecting Hunan and Guangxi. Also a trade route. Unlike today with highways. Along the road there are many cliff carvings, recording texts and inscriptions. Since this was a key route, merchants and scholars alike would pass through here between Hunan and Guangxi. So they left calligraphy behind. There are many here. Along this road, you can see them everywhere. These cliff carvings, there are quite a lot. 27 carvings in total. The largest one here reads 4 characters. Loyalty and filial unity, written in the 28th year of Qinlong, which shows that this place was very lively during that time, with many travelers passing through daily. We've walked around this village for quite a while and can say it not only values feng shui, but is also a mysterious village, because it is one of the most famous places for producing twins in China. What does that mean? It means here, the rate of twins is 10 times higher than normal, which is astonishing. Why there are so many twins? Even local villagers cannot explain, and doctors also cannot explain. But according to general principles, it may be related to genetics, as well as local diet and water consumption habits. That's probably the reason. But in any case, this village remains a fascinating 1,000-year-old village with deep cultural and historical heritage.